Right. Right. They never struggle.
No, never. Let's talk about that.
For sure. But I wanted to bring something to people to support them in their business. Right, we got to market, and we have to do back office stuff, and we have to negotiate all the time, no matter what business you're in, right? You have to do all these things. Yeah. And so I started bringing in speakers that were specialized in those areas to talk about that. Well, then we had a speaker come in, and he didn't talk about any of those specialties. He actually talked about his journey, but really shared his story and was so passionate about it and got really deep into all kinds of things and gave us books to read and all this stuff. And it really shifted what Inspired Leaders was. From kind of a business tactical meeting to more of a business, personal, professional development growth type of meeting. And so now I ask our speakers, to come and speak and share their stories, but not their rah-rah story. Don't come in and tell me about how you made $1 million last year and you just, woke up and it was like that. Like, tell us about the tears. Tell us about the bankruptcy. Tell us about, losing your house. Tell us, and these are true things that people are sharing with us. And so it's incredible. It's incredible that people are willing to come in and be real and raw. It's incredible that they're able and willing to share these super raw, super low moments in their life, near-death experiences. I mean, you name it. And some people's are, I guess, as dramatic, as big of a story, if you will, as those. And then some people's are just, oh my gosh, I needed to get out of where I was and do something different. And this is how I did that. Right. And so the goal is that they're sharing these stories to help relate to you and I, because building a business is hard, and you're not always up for it. But if you recognize there's still some times that I cry in my car. Yes, 100%. But it's no longer a cry about I hate what I'm doing. No, at all. No. And that's what keeps me going, right? And so hearing these stories and seeing these people, it's like, okay, they can do it, so can I.
And that's what I say. And you have this support system now that you did not before, for sure. That you built, that you knew that was important, obviously, because B&I and getting out into the networking.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
huge. Just everything. It really is, and it's been a huge cornerstone for our business and building our business and just getting to know people. It's not always about just sitting down and talking to people in real estate. It's just talking to anybody that's out there in sales or an entrepreneur, and we all serve to learn from each other. And it's really beautiful when you can do that. And I just think it's important to be able to share that and encourage each other. And anyways, the networking's been huge for me. Yes. So that's how Inspired Leaders was born. So it's almost 3 years old, and
I had
it's
no
just a
idea.
passion project for me. It has nothing to do with Everson Cooper in the sense of it's not real estate, but it has everything to do with Everson Cooper because it's us and it's what we're doing. And
yes, that is amazing. And I can't wait to dive into more on that and really what your journey has been. You're with Inspired Leaders, you bring these people in to share their story, to inspire. Yeah. And that is really what the Edgy Entrepreneur is about, is I want you to hear the good, the bad, and the beautiful on what it's like to be a business builder and to be an entrepreneur. I want you to have these resources and these contacts. If there's things that you need to know, drop a comment below. Reach out, message us, message me, message Elizabeth. We're here to mentor and happy to help. So on that note, we will see you after this quick break, and we will be right back with Elizabeth Greever and more from this beautiful house, and can't wait to share it with you. So we'll see you in a few minutes. Take care.
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing findhealthbenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
You guys, there you go. all I know is the music stops. So I guess we're back. I'm like, okay. We moved. Can you tell that we moved? So I wanted y'all to see the rest of some of this beautiful projects that she is doing. The fireplace is gorgeous, the lighting and all of this natural light. So we decided to kind of switch it up and get out from in front of the fireplace so that y'all have a nice view. So Elizabeth, let's continue on Inspired Leaders and how that became your passion project and why that, how did that, hearing that one story affect you and inspire such a change in that vision?
Yeah, so golly, 100 things. It's my passion, I think, because there's still a teacher inside of me, right? And so I like being able to lead and guide and bring information and good stuff to people. But also going back to figuring out what my purpose is, right? Creating safe and beautiful spaces for others to live and grow. Well, Inspired Leaders is a space that people can come to and grow. And the whole point is like, I want people to be able to be vulnerable there and talk about real business stuff. I want them to be able to have a conversation and be like, oh, hey, how are you? And be like, actually not that good. Do you have any advice? How do I do X? Because we're not in it alone. And I think that's been like one of my big messages is that we're all in this together. We support each other. We live in the best community to build a business and a life for yourself and your family. I say it all the time, and it is so, so true. And so I just think that Inspired Leaders fills that in and like gives people a direct place. It's a completely different type of networking.
Now, do you do any type of virtual networking? How did that look for COVID? I know we live in an amazing community, but there's still so many people that are in other places that need this sense of community. So what does that look like during this new digital era and our evolution?
So I see COVID as a blessing for a lot of different reasons. And one of them is the way that we have all been able to connect virtually, and that's a norm now.
Yes.
Zoom is not new, but
that's why y'all are going to be so forgiving with
this. That's right. And so I just think it's really cool how we've been able to do that. So actually, it's funny. The last live Inspired Leaders we had before COVID hit was literally that weekend as things were starting to close, and they were like, "What?" You know, we weren't all sure what was happening. I'll never forget the rodeo got closed. You know, like
I was supposed to go that night.
Yes, it was that whole thing. And so that was the last one we had in person. And at first I was like, oh, what do I do? Are we gonna, do we stop? Do we, whatever?
Right.
And but the word I like to use is we pivoted. Right. So we turned everything online. I got a Zoom subscription, and we had our speakers online, and I learned how to use Speaker View and the comments and all these things that I hadn't had to use before. I had been on a handful of virtual calls like that.
Right.
And so we transitioned Inspired Leaders to Zoom, and so now we are back in person, and people are able to join us that way, but we still have the Zoom broadcast. So we are very blessed with one of our sponsors is a videographer. So he videos it all for us so that we have it on our website and YouTube and all those things for anybody that missed it. But then also that really nice video and audio is streamed through the Zoom call. So anybody anywhere can join. And so we still have, 20, 30 people join us on Zoom every month. And so now you're right, that gives us that opportunity to grow and create a community outside of just being here in North Houston and really reach anybody anywhere that wants to come and create speakers and network and
and hear about life and what it really does take to get through the day. And you and I had kind of talked, so 3 years ago, exhausted, tired of teaching, how do you stay focused and stay inspired and find gratitude on those hard days?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So the answer is long and a lot. I will try to be short-winded with it, but it's been a process. I am not a morning person, and I like to sleep. I like to sleep in. It just is what it is, right? I'd rather sleep till 9 and then kind of get up and ease into my day and then stay up till midnight, right? It's just how my body's always been. But these last few years, and through reading books has been a big part of it. The Morning Miracle is actually one that I read that talked about putting your alarm clock across the room and doing all those things, which I don't do because that would make me so angry. But I do, have this thing now in the morning where I get up and I go sit on the couch and I have 1 cup of coffee, which is new for me. I used to have lots of cups of coffee, but I have 1 cup of coffee, and I'm able to spend that time doing a little bit of work. That's when I do a lot of my social media postings and kind of anything I need to do that's I don't need somebody else, right? It's not during business hours when I'm trying to make phone calls and things like that. It's stuff that I can work on. And then from there, it's exercise. And that's been huge for me. I use the Beachbody on demand.
So are you still a 9 a.m. riser, or has that hour?
My alarm goes off at 4:30. I usually get up at 5, so it takes me a hot second to get up.
Okay.
But my alarm goes off at 4:30.
Okay.
So from 5 to 6, I'm sipping my coffee, doing, working on things, and then at 6, I get ready, and from 6 to about 7:15 is my workout time. It's when I meditate, or my Palo Santo, go through my meditation. I mean, all my affirmations, all that kind of stuff. And actually in one of the workouts that I do came these I am cards. And so I pull an I am card, so it's my intention for the day, and I write it down, like this is what, who I am. And it just kind of reiterates those things, right? And so I work out and I do those cards, I do my meditations and all that kind of stuff. And then it's make my celery juice, right? We're medical lovers. And so make my celery juice. And then we're fostering a dog right now, so taking him on a walk. Yes. And then it's, showering and going and getting ready. I do a lot of I listen to podcasts, I listen to books. Lately I've been listening to some things on YouTube, anything that is positivity going into my head. I always kind of laugh at myself. I will not watch heavy shows. When we were home for Christmas, my parents loved the show Outlander. And so we started watching it. It's really good, but it was too heavy, too much for me. I need happier things. Definitely
guard what goes in, what we're watching, what we're hearing, what we're listening to, and what we're speaking. We're speaking to ourselves and what we're speaking over others and what we're putting out into this world.
Absolutely.
So 5 o'clock, that's a big change from 9 o'clock. So are you still out of the door by 9 o'clock, or what's your
on the day, right?
Okay.
So today I did great. I was here by 9, right? It works. So I have found that time frame allows me to get to meetings by 9. I will not do an 8 a.m. except on Fridays. I do go to Rev Limits at 7:30. That is my only exception. But I don't have to. I let myself sleep till 6. But it's my off day from workout. I kind of just figure out how to do it.
I have a flex day during the week. I do that. You've got to, and I think you even hit on it. As an entrepreneur, you're working, you're on your phone at 6 o'clock taking care of that social media. And those are things that just nowadays don't fit into the normal workday.
Right.
They really don't. So
anything I can do where I'm sitting on my couch, right? So I have a laptop and I have a desktop, and I love it because I can, share and drive. And so anything I can do sitting on the couch with my feet up, right? I'll do those in the morning and at night. But then the stuff that I need to do during the day, right? Like you and I meeting, going to appointments with sellers, making offers, talking to the seller company, all those types of things. All that has to happen during normal business hours.
Yes.
And so that's when I do those things. And the nighttime is where I do creative stuff. I started a design aspect of our business. And so that's when I create my design boards and that kind of stuff. It's just, I've had to figure out what needs to go where, and what's urgent when. That's been a big thing.
That's a great point. And let's expand a little bit on that, of living in the now and living in the moment.
It's a big thing I've been practicing. I am no expert. I am new to really navigating the concept of time and what my concept of time is versus what is reality. What my expectations are, tempering those, living in the moment. Just because my phone goes off doesn't mean I have to answer it. Just because I get a text message doesn't mean I have to answer it. Not right then, not right that second.
Right.
Not while I'm driving. It's
and
okay.
The words I saw, like squirrel. Squirrel.
Yes. And Apple always makes you feel bad, right? You pick your phone up and it tells you your time and how quickly you picked up your phone after stuff. I'm like, okay.
No. I don't know. It does that?
Yes, that. So you just have to adjust that. And so I've been practicing hey, yes, of course, during the day, if my phone rings and I'm sitting right there, I'm going to answer it. But if I'm in the middle of doing something and my phone is going off, I just have to let it be okay that I'll call them back when we're done.
Yes.
But it's definitely a practiced skill. And that's something I've been learning big time, is that all these big skills, patience, expectations, your morning routine, all that stuff is practiced discipline, because you're not always motivated. No. Motivation is completely and totally fleeting. And you have to decide.
Yes. We're going to talk motivation when we come back from this quick break. So you guys stay tuned, and we will see you on the flip side and talk about how to start that day at 4:30 in the morning and how to get motivated. So we'll see you on the flip side.
When people stop talking to each other, society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the #1 reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing findhealthbenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters. When people stop talking to each other, society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
If you can hear me, now let's try that.
This is what happens when you go on site. It's all good.
this is like a remodel. Like, you know, it's never done on time, and it's never, you're always going to have adventures along the way. So welcome to our maiden voyage of the Edgy Entrepreneur on location. This is my very special guest, Elizabeth Greever, and we have just had the most amazing conversations about what it really is to be an entrepreneur and what it means to build a support system and to be a leader and to show up for yourself. And I think that that's kind of really the transition that we took in the last segment is, what does that look? You know, you went from waking up at 9 o'clock in the morning to now your alarm goes off at 4:30 in the morning. That's it's a big jump. You guys who aren't morning people, this is a big deal for us. Like, if you jump out of bed and put your feet on the floor, I don't want to talk to you. But
that's right.
It's a huge deal to really master that time. So you've gone from that to, you know, up and at 'em by 9 o'clock and ready to hit the business day. You've built this amazing support system. I kind of want to dig into like what your meditations and what your movement is. So we're talking mindset, motivation, and movement today. So let's talk a little bit on mindset and your movements and motivation and meditations.
Okay. Well, and I just want to say, like, just to encourage anybody that's watching any of these Edgy Entrepreneur episodes, you know, all of the guests, like, I didn't have this figured out 4.5 years ago when I started. You know, when I left teaching and worked on my own, I could wake up at 9 a.m. I was like, this is fabulous, right? But I didn't like waking up and my phone was already ringing and I had emails and I had all this stuff that I had to run into, right? And so it has been over time that I have changed my habits and my mind about how I want to start my day. And I like to start it easy and quiet and with coffee and like, you know, to myself rather than jumping into all the calls and all the things. So I just want to encourage that all of these things that I'm sharing today and that anybody else that you share is all a process, right? It's all stuff that we're still working on. It's something that I have to choose every day. I am not perfect, you know, but it just, when I know when I make these choices, it's a better thing.
And I laugh at that because my meditation practice now is beautiful and I love it. But my meditation practice literally started 3 years ago with a 5-minute meditation. And you guys, all I had to do was to get out of my bed and to make it to the corner of my room and make it on my yoga mat. Like, that was it. Like, that was, it was that small of a change that I had to implement to create this big, beautiful change that I have now.
For sure. And that's where you have to start. I mean, I actually attribute a lot of my meditation now to an assistant that worked with me for a while. And when we would have meetings, we always kind of started out the meeting with like, just how's things going in life, right? Like, where are we? How are we mentally? And she talked a lot about meditation and healing and all these things. She's actually who introduced me to medical medium. And I was like, okay. And so I started just kind of slowly reading these things. And again, you said it, it just is the one change, right? Like, I am no meditation master. I'm like a year in, okay? Like I'm still figuring it all out. And, you know, when I'm doing my own, I do it the same way every time, you know, but now I've kind of discovered liking some guided meditations, and I'm figuring out who I like to listen to, you know, all these things. And so it's just a process, and it has to be okay. And one of the things, the people that I like to follow for guided meditation, they always reference, like, if you have a thought that's distracting from where you are, it's okay. Honor that thought and come back to where we are, right? And I like that kind of guidance. It makes you feel supposed to be perfect in the meditation.
Well, and I love the thought of bubbles. Like, that the thoughts are bubbles. Like, go with it. Go with the bubble. Let it float away, and then let it pop, and boom, it's gone.
I love that so much.
So,
and that's gonna be
there's always tools and tricks.
Always.
And your meditation does not look like my meditation, and my meditation doesn't look like Mother Teresa's meditation. I mean, there's not a perfect way. There's not. And that's why, like, you know, there's so many different ways, and that's beautiful because we're all different. We all have different needs, and we all respond to things differently. And I think that's amazing. And so for me, it's been finding that. So one of my favorite things to use is the Breathe app.
It's like
yes.
my favorite app. They've got master classes on there. They've got motivational talks on there. They've got just like loving, healing music. They've got meditations. And so I'll go in there and I can kind of find what I'm looking for. And that app has helped me so much, just in so many ways. And I think one of the things too that I find that's helpful in listening to different people's like podcasts, but successful people's podcasts, right?
Yes.
Like I'm listening to people that are 27 steps ahead of me,
Yes.
right? That I can learn from. And
Yes.
When you do that, you kind of hear sometimes the same things over and over again, but you hear them in different ways, and you need that, right? And
repetition.
Yes,
Repetition.
Sure.
I mean, you didn't start your meditation practice here. Like, that's
Right.
what I'm saying. Mine started with 5 minutes
Right.
a day. And
That's
that's where even my workouts, you guys, I posted a picture on my Facebook yesterday about my coaching and part of this journey.
Mhm.
And I mean, I was 60 pounds overweight and I was miserable. And it wasn't the weight that was miserable.
Yes.
It was me. It was not being happy with who I was as a person, not crying in my car on the way to work, you know, living what I thought was so that I could have this great life.
Right.
Meanwhile, not realizing that this is my great life.
That's exactly right. And that's been a huge, and again, something I'm still practicing, but change, for me is loving myself and who I am and everything about me now. Because it's funny, you know, Facebook is kind of a happy, sad place to be, right? When those memories come up of 12 years ago, and I'm like, wow, I thought I was fat then. You know,
Right.
clothes, right? And so, but I realized now that my issue was I didn't love who I was then. I didn't honor who I was then. And so if I can love and honor who I am now and take care of myself and grow on that journey, then I will be where I'm supposed to be. And so now when I look into the mirror, I focus on the things that I do like and the things that I am proud of, and that I'm grateful for my body. And I tell my body that I'm grateful for it. And, you know, pray before meals that those meals heal me and that they nourish me and all this kind of stuff. And so, but all those things are practice. I don't do it every time.
And let me say too, let me pray as in prayer, spirituality, faith-based. I am not religious. And if you are religious, more power to you, however you see that. But there's a reason that you say grace before things. There's a reason that you give thanks. Mm-hmm. It keeps you grounded in gratitude.
Yeah.
I mean, that is really the practice of what prayer is and why it's implemented into our daily lives.
And it's huge. I mean, it really is. And that gratitude, you're right, that gratitude is huge. Being thankful for the little things and being thankful, you know, for my jacket today that's keeping me warm, for, you know, the roof over my head. I mean, sometimes, you know, when you listen to some of these people, they're like, sometimes you have to be thankful that you have air to breathe. You know,
yes.
It's like,
eyeballs.
That's all I got.
Eyeballs.
Okay.
Yes.
And so when you realize that, like, you don't have to have this long list every time, but you're grateful for these little things, but then more of that comes to you, right?
So what would you say? Do you have a standard gratitude practice that you do on a daily basis?
No, I don't, but I practice it in my words. We do, like my husband and I have been really working on celebrating small things.
I've seen that. Yes,
huge for us. Like, we're gonna have a glass of wine and celebrate this little thing that happened today that normally we would just kind of let pass us by. Like, okay, it was a great day. This happened, and almost as a check mark off the checklist instead of this is so cool. This is part of the journey. This is, you know, it's
part of the
really
journey.
enjoying that, and that's been big for me too. Is realizing that the life that we're living is the every single day life. And if I can't be grateful in that every single day, and if I can't celebrate those things every single day, like, what am I doing? You know? And so I'm working on it. It's a mindset thing. It's a choice thing. And just the other day I did a live, was it yesterday? And I was like, I should have had a really great day yesterday, and I was just down and not happy and not having it. And then I was frustrated because I knew it was a choice, right? And so I'm like,
like, that's part of the problem with being so aware is you realize that you are putting out into the universe, and what you put out, you get back. So you really start to be aware of what those words are and what those thoughts are, because you're not going to cuss the lady out who's checking you out at the counter and then continue to have a great day and have all these blessings come to you. Like, no, those are the kind of days when you're nasty to that lady that you get the flat tire and, you know, who knows, whatever else happens. But, and I think I was listening to an Oprah the other day. She was like, it really is. She's like, it's law, y'all. It's Newton's third law. What you put out there comes back. So guard your thoughts, guard your words, guard
Don't say snarky things to yourself. I used to be very sarcastic, and then I learned, actually when I was teaching, one of the women that I taught with had me read a book called Battlefield of the Mind, and oh my gosh, that is where the battlefield is in this world. It is so not between me and you and the differences that we have. It is the inside of our head. And that was unbelievable book to read, and it just really helped me on that journey of recognizing these things. And when I can't be rude to myself, and then, you know, rude to the next person, rude to my husband, rude to my whatever. Like, it's not going to help anything get better, right? And so it's about taking a moment and taking a breath and figuring out how to adjust your attitude. And sometimes when you turn around and decide to show that kindness, you start to feel better. It is not easy, and I actively struggle with this. Okay, like, I'm telling you what I'm aware of, but I am not telling you that I am perfect in doing this all the time.
But awareness, and I noticed too, you say awareness, being aware of it, then you start to catch it sooner.
Yes. And you don't go down that path for so long.
Yes.
And then you have to like pull yourself out of this whole thing.
Yes.
Like, so for me, yesterday was just a day.
Yeah.
You know, and so yes, like, it's unfortunate that I spent a day in like kind of a funk, and I should have been in a really good mood because a lot of good things happened. But now I get to today's a great day, right? Like, I get to just regenerate from that and let it be okay and go on. But it definitely is a mindset thing, and it is a choice. And so I fill my ears with positive things, with podcasts and books and all that stuff, like we've talked about, meditations. Movement is huge too. Like, actually taking the time to work out is a big deal. And one of the things that I've been working on with that is honoring my body when I really know that I'm about to cross a line. Because I used to work out because I wanted to go eat the things I wanted to eat, and I didn't want to feel fat and all this kind of stuff, right? And so now I'm trying to honor, like, hey, I don't feel fabulous.
Right.
It's okay. And the nice thing about the Beachbody thing that I use is that there's like 10-minute workouts on there, right? So I can just be like, just 10 minutes. Just move for 10 minutes.
Just get started. Just do something.
And sometimes, literally, that is all I do. And it is okay that I didn't have this crazy, lifting, sweaty, whatever it is, workout. But I did something. But then sometimes I do nothing, and I'm okay with that.
Yes.
Because I know that I'm listening to myself, and tomorrow I will be stronger. Because if I push through like I used to, then I burn out, and then I can't work out for a week because I don't feel good and my whole body hurts, and then I'm starting all over, and it's completely counterintuitive.
Well, and I think it goes back to loving yourself and honoring yourself.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Now, when you're saying those nice things to yourself in the mirror on a daily basis, and you're having those positive conversations in your brain, you're not at the gym on the elliptical trying to run from those.
Yes.
You're on the elliptical at the gym because you're watching your body regenerate itself. You're watching what you put in your mouth because you know that you want to fuel your body from the inside. You're watching the words that you speak and what you listen to because you want to fill yourself up. You don't want to keep running, and you don't want to wear yourself down and wear yourself out.
Yep.
So body image is huge. I mean, us women, you guys, it's even men, I say us ladies, but you guys the same way. You know, I'm like, when you have to buy a bigger pant or a bigger size pant, y'all feel it just like we do. So it's about loving yourself and about giving yourself grace in that moment and gratitude. I mean, finding all that gratitude. So Beachbody.
Yes.
So how hardcore of Beachbody are you?
Man, so actually, one of my friends got me started on it, and she got me started on it because they were doing a ab challenge for like 10 days of 10-minute abs. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. You know,
do 10 minutes.
Right. Well, because I used to run with Cooper, and then I had a surgery, and it put me out for like 6 months. So when it was time to start back, Cooper wasn't able to run anymore at that point. He was like 13 and a half. And so the long runs that we were doing was just not for him anymore. And I didn't want to go run by myself. It's boring. I mean, I don't know how to make it.
I am known as a girl and her dog.
Yes.
Like, I don't go anywhere without my nix.
And so I needed to figure something else out, and this came into my life, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. It's like $100 a year. It's nothing. But there's Shanti on there, the guy with the PIDX, right? Like crazy stuff. Yes, you can dance. There's lifting. There's yoga. I just got done doing a bar blend workout, so it's like 1 or 2 pound weights and all these crazy reps. Y'all, my arms are burning like crazy. It's unbelievable. And so what I like now is that I can pick my favorite workouts from all these different instructors. I get a lot of motivation from them too. Nice. A lot of them are they talk about mindset. They talk about how even they themselves did not want to get up and work out today and film this video that they're getting paid for and doing these things. And so again, going back to motivation is fleeting, and you have to have the discipline. And so it's been really cool for me to have that. And I like that I get to do it from home. I don't have to drive anywhere, go do anything. I can take it with me when I travel. And I get to have choices, right? So if I feel like I don't want to do a crazy Shanti workout, I can do yoga or 10-minute abs or something else that still fulfills my need to move and take care of myself.
Yes. Well, and feeds your body and your soul, because we're our powerhouse. Like, our muscles are our batteries, and you guys, you don't have to work out super hard. You don't have to go and sweat. And trust me, I've done it. I've lifted hard. I've been at the gym at 5 o'clock in the mornings. Yep. I love it. Yes, I love it. Is it sustainable? No, it is not. So find something that you enjoy that's sustainable. Mm-hmm. I love it. My girlfriend, we're talking about figuring out and just trying to trick our minds. It's a mindset game, guys. And there's one we're talking about is just stand on the treadmill. Like, just stand on the treadmill for 2 minutes. You don't even have to start it. Just get yourself like, boom, I did it. All right, I accomplished that today. And then the next day or the next week even, it's okay, start the treadmill and just walk. You don't have to head out to be a marathon runner. You just have to step out the door. You don't have to buy new shoes. You don't have to buy new outfits. That comes later. That's motivation. That's right. Those are celebrating the win. Yes. I mean, I have motivational workout hands. And they're because I did the hard stuff. So I rewarded myself. For sure. And that helps with the gratitude and the whole journey and the want to do it on those days that you don't want to do it. Yes. So what would you say are some motivations that you and some tricks that you use on those days that you do not want to be motivated? You're like, okay, here we go, let's go. Here we go, let's go.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I will sit up in bed and I'll think, okay, do I want to get up and do what I know how I like to start my day? Okay, I know what that feels like. Okay, well, how am I going to feel if I sleep for another hour or whatever it is, and don't get up and do those things, and then just have to get up and run into getting ready, and like, how am I going to feel about that? And almost every single time, the getting up right now wins.
It does.
And but now I think about it. I used to not think about it. Now there are still days when I swear to my alarm does not go off. Like, it's horrible. So thank goodness for my husband's alarm that goes off not too long later. But I have to make that choice. And so I've created a space in the mornings that I really like to go be in. And I really like to spend my time there. And so it's motivating to me. I'm excited about my coffee. I'm excited to go cuddle up on the couch and do whatever it is I'm going to do. And I always have some quiet thing on television in the background, like an easy show. Yes. I like a little bit of noise, but it's not super loud or distracting. Yes. And anyways, and so it's just kind of this my husband's still sleeping. Like, it's just nice to be there and do that. And so, that's a decision. And then the working out, again, I really look inside of me and go, if I don't want to work out, why? How do I feel about that? And actually one day last week, I did not have it in me in the morning, but by about 4 o'clock I did. And so I worked out then, and it was fine. It just is what it is. It's not always perfect. And that's been one of the cool things about how things have shifted for me, is that I don't have as many days where I'm just crazy running around and I can take care of myself.
Yes.
And I really like that because I would burn out and I'd get home and I'd be exhausted and it'd just be a whole cycle. And I have to really stop that. And my husband and I were talking about it yesterday. Like, I have control over my time.
Yes.
So I have to protect it.
Yes.
And so that's again, it's something that I'm working
Go
on.
into that. Yes. Because it is. I mean, it's right up there with guarding your mind and guarding your thoughts.
Yes.
So guarding your thoughts, guarding your time, and just doing it.
Yeah.
Like, just doing it. Don't. And time is one of those that I think we've been so conditioned that we think that we owe it to other people.
Right. And that we have to do that to be successful. And, oh, well, you just had a huge day of running around and I didn't. So you must have had more of a successful day for me. Well, no, maybe I was making phone calls. Maybe I was, I don't know, filling out contracts, writing offers. Like, I don't know, but I was at home and I was doing those things versus being out. And so it's just being, again, like present in where you are and knowing, like as an entrepreneur, knowing the tasks that make you money. What is it that you do that makes you money? What is it that you do that doesn't, but that's still a priority? And then of course there's the, what can you outsource if possible, right?
Yes.
But I think that it's just important to recognize that. And so I'm really recognizing like the things that I do at my office that are super productive for my business. I need time for that. And if I just spend every single day out running around and doing all this stuff, I don't have that focused time to be like, okay, this is what I'm doing, and this is how I'm taking care of my business today. And so it's just, it's taking control of that and making that decision and letting it be okay to not be out running around. And it's, again, it's something that I'm working on.
Well, and I noticed it's one of those too, that once I start setting those boundaries for myself and I'm like, no, this is my morning. Like, I was infamous for like, oh, okay, I think I can do 8 o'clock. I think I can. No, like you said, I don't set myself up for failure like that because it's going to ruin my whole day.
Yes.
I am up. I come first. I fill my cup first.
Yes.
My morning meditation, my inspiration, my gratitude, all of this before I leave the house. Otherwise, everybody else does have my day and control of my day. And they're my feelings. Why do I want to give that power away?
Right.
So you got time is another thing. Your time and your talents and your treasures. Like, those are so important. Guard those. Be aware. And when you start owning that for yourself, then people will start respecting that about you, and you'll be able to cultivate this and build this beautiful lifestyle, really, that you can master and that you're always trying to master. So, oh my God, this has been amazing. Where can people find you? Tell us a little bit about, where you want them to find you. You guys, this house is awesome. I don't know when it's going on the market, but you've got to come check it out.
Oh my gosh. So all over social media.
We'll do a live after this and we'll do a tour.
That'd be fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so stick around on Facebook after.
Awesome. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're all over social media. I'm on Facebook as Elizabeth Greever. Our company's on Facebook as Ever San Cooper. We're on Instagram. We're on LinkedIn. We've got a YouTube channel. So any of those resources that are fit for you, whatever your use is, I'd love to connect. Send me a message, anything like that. I'm here for you if there's anything I can do.
Awesome. Well, I'm so excited and it's so beautiful to meet you.
Thank you.
You guys, if any of this resonates with you, seriously, let's have a conversation. Put your comments in the chat. I'll reach out to you. If you need some help with your meditation and your miracle mornings, if you need some help hitting those goals and setting those goals, if you don't know what your money-making tasks are, if you're struggling with building a team and what that looks like, even what your vision is for 2021, then let's chat. Put something in the comments below and I'll reach out, or you can find me at jenncolemanayers.com or always the Edgy Entrepreneur on Facebook.